Hi there. As an autoimmune coach, one of the most common challenges I hear my followers talk about is that their lives are extremely full and extremely stressful. And it is often so hard to carve out any time for self care and for stress reduction. And it's one of those vicious cycles, really, where as we all know, and it's well documented in science, that stress is the leading cause of many of our diseases and illnesses, and that for people with diseases like autoimmune disease, that stress can result in more flare-ups, more symptom flare-ups, and more longer chronic symptoms. And so it becomes a challenge for us to find ways to reduce our stress, to manage our stress. And the reason this is so important is because that stress hormone cortisol, while it is necessary for us when we are being chased by a bear, when we are in danger, when we are feeling uh, threatened and overwhelmed, while it is necessary, when it is high for long periods of time, it just continues to eat away at our health, causing all kinds of havoc. So I want to offer to you today 3 very simple stress reduction techniques that you can do anytime. With you don't need any particular equipment or materials. Just wherever you are, whatever you have, you can reduce your stress. If you hear rain in the background, that's because we are having some thunderstorms today. So you might hear rain pounding on the roof and some wind blowing. Anyway, so 3 techniques that you can use wherever you are in an instant to bring down your stress level, to calm your nervous system. The first one is actually one of my favorites. It's doing this. You cross your arms, because it's almost like, you know how when you give yourself a hug, you cross your arms. It gives your kind of tricks your body into feeling like you're being hugged by someone, when it's really yourself. So similar fashion, cross your arms, and your vagus nerve, which is the nerve that connects your brain and your gut, and your brain and your gut communicate, pass information back and forth on the condition of the surroundings. So what we want to do is we want to give our vagus nerve, which passes on either side from our brainstem, passes behind our occipital bone, under each ear. And you want to give your vagus nerve a little massage. If you happen to have essential oils, like I have lavender here, I love to do a little bit of lavender, because then I get the sensory, the smell of the lavender, which is very calming, and then I get that feel of the smoothness of the oil. And just do that. Breathe. Make sure that you're breathing. That for a few minutes, and just feel your body calm. The second technique has to do with breath. Whenever we're feeling stressed, it's always good to stop and breathe, first of all, because many times what happens with most of us actually is we get stressed and we start to hold our breath. We kind of like forget to breathe, and or our breathing becomes very shallow, and we're not getting enough oxygen, and then we lose focus, and we're not thinking clearly. And so breathe, all right? And we're going to just do a little breath work technique. You can do this any place, even, you know, all of these techniques, no matter where you are, it can be in the middle of a chaotic room, kids running around, TV blaring, whatever, or you can go outside and get someplace quiet. Either way, it works. So this breath technique is you're going to breathe in through your nose and you're going to breathe out through your mouth. You're going to breathe in through your nose slowly to the top so you can't get any more breath in. And then you're going to take one more sharp inhale, again, through your nose. And then you're going to let it out slowly through your mouth. So let's do that together. Through your nose. And then do that 2 or 3 or 4 times. And then just note at the end of it how your stress level feels. You can even give your stress level a number before you start any of these techniques. Say, 10, and then do one of these techniques and then note. Maybe it's down to a 5. That's excellent, right? If you could bring it from a 10 or a 12 to a 5, that's good. Or even lower would be excellent. Okay. Sometimes it takes a little practice to be able to get yourself relaxed, but every time you do these techniques, the more you use them, the better you'll get, the faster they will work. Promise you. And then the third thing that we want to do is what I call a sensory scan. So you first scan the horizon. You can do this in your house. You can do it, step outside, do it outside, wherever you are, whatever works for you in the moment is great. So you start with scanning the horizon, kind of up and down. Notice what's all around you. Just a scan. Notice that, everything is as it is. And then you're going to start noticing the particulars, what you can pick up through your senses. So what do you see? Well, I see the leaves moving outside. I can see the rain hitting the window. I can see that it just got darker. All right, we've got rain clouds now really settling in. And so it's become darker. So that's what I'm noticing. And then you can notice what you hear. I'm hearing the rain hitting the roof. I'm hearing cars going by. Then you notice what you can feel. If there's something around you, maybe the clothing you're wearing. My dog's sitting down here. I can feel my dog and how nice her fur feels. So just notice some things that you can feel. I can feel the air coming through the screen on my porch. Then you notice what you can smell. And you can notice what you can taste. Right? If you don't have anything, if you have I have some tea. I could even take a sip of tea and notice how that tastes. I can notice how it smells. I just had essential oils on my hands. I can smell what's on my hands. You become in tune. That's very helps you to get present, helps you to get grounded in yourself. So those are 3 techniques that I share with you today. I'll be doing a longer video later on with with a whole bunch of techniques that you can actually take notes and learn to do for yourself. But these are 3 simple ones that you can grab at a moment's notice and achieve a greater sense of calm in the midst of a chaotic world sometimes. All right, I send you all of my love and all of my best, and I will talk to you again soon.